In today's Spend or Splurge video, I'm going to be comparing two cheek tints. The first one is the Ciate London Dewy Blush in the shade Papaya, which retails for $36. And the other one is the MCoBeauty Lip and Cheek Tint in the shade Rose Glow, which retails for $12. So I'm going to apply one on each cheek, blend it out, and I'll let you know which one I prefer. So I'm going to start with the Ciate London Dewy Blush in Papaya. Now with these kind of cheek tints, I always like to mix them and warm them up on the back of my hand first. I love that this has a subtle fragrance to it as well. It smells quite sweet, like fruity. So that's blending out really nicely on the hand. And it also gives you an indication of what it's going to look like on the skin, because obviously straight out of the tube, it looks a little intense. So I like to take this on my finger and then pat it onto my cheeks. You can also add a little bit more if you want to intensify the color. And the warmth from your hand just melts the tint into the skin. Ooh, that's a nice like glassy finish. That is so beautiful. Let me just check my base. It hasn't budged or moved my base or my foundation, and it's just this really beautiful hint of color with like that glass sheen. Oh, I love it. Let's try the MCoBeauty one now. So this is the MCoBeauty Lip and Cheek Tint in the shade Rose Glow. I'm going to also apply this to the back of my hand. It looks a lot pinker than the other one, but you never really know until you start to blend and shear it out. Okay, let's see how it applies to the skin. Oh, not so bad. It's still quite subtle now that we're applying. I must say, like just applying it, this one feels a little more like tacky. I can kind of feel that pullback every time like I pounce my finger. That's quite beautiful. I do love the color. It has applied really nicely. Let me just check my base. No movement on the base. Excellent. It's time for the final verdict. On this side, I have the Ciate London Dewy Blush in the shade Papaya. A really beautiful, subtle sheen. And it's like that nice glassy, glossy look, which I really like. It applied beautifully. It hasn't disturbed my base or my foundation. And I also like that it had that subtle papaya scent. I thought that was a really nice touch. And then we have the MCoBeauty Lip and Cheek Tint in the shade Rose Glow. This again is, despite it coming out looking a lot more pigmented, it sheared out really beautifully and has also created that nice glassy, glossy look to the skin. They both look really, really nice. The MCoBeauty one doesn't have any scent. It doesn't smell like anything to me. So, I mean, there's that. I did find that this was a little tacky during application, but in saying that, it hasn't moved my base. It hasn't, you know, disturbed my foundation, and it's just sitting really nicely on the skin. This is so hard. I don't know which one to choose. I think they're both really nice. Maybe if anything, this one is a dupe for this one. But I'm going to let you guys decide. You let me know which one you think is better, Ciate London or MCoBeauty. I mean, they both come in 4 shades. I think the shades are quite wearable upon different skin tones. I don't know if I can make a decision today. This one's really tough. They both look nice. If I had to go off just a couple of things, I would have to say Ciate London for the win. I do like the subtle scent of papaya. I think it just gives it a nice touch, and it wasn't as tacky during application. I mean, and that's me being super picky. I mean, that's the only things I can go off because they're virtually the same. So you guys let me know. I hope you've enjoyed, but for me, it's going to be Ciate London for the win.